die again.
How are you? Like last Sunday, making games.
Time to fight, Guardian. What do you need?
I think I'm doing this every Sunday.
Don't waste it.
I started off with all three, but I'm probably gonna buy a game conservative.
On your way, Guardian.
For the game today, I'm just playing Destiny. I'm playing on my son's. Can you not hear me?
I want double crucible shifts. I won't have rookies out there without knowing the basics.
Better, worse.
Plenty of hostiles left to fight, Guardian. It's
And,
them or us.
That better. I am fantastic, Snow Bunny. Is that better? You hear me better now? I turned it up.
My lord, the
I'm
crystal
playing on my
is holy.
son's account, trying to get him one of these exotics. It's killing me. You still low on Twitch? Try to put more. Is that better? Better. Testing. Test. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
There is hope for humanity yet.
1 2 1 2. You let me know where we're going to. If you good. You let me know where we're going to. You good. I'll pull it up. All right.
Yes, Guardian, by all means. Let's get started.
Take a look, Guardian. Eververse has a lot to offer.
Yeah, just refresh it and see if that works. All right. Cool. Good. But I might have turned the gain down on this. I probably did. Yeah, I probably did. But yeah. So I'm playing some comp. Trying to get my son Recluse, and it's really weird playing with this. He has just the best guns he have, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'm anticipating this going horribly, absolutely horribly. I'm gonna look. It's gonna be real bad, but we're gonna see what's popping.
The traveler for data compression.
I gotta give him the 2100. So we're gonna go through a whole bunch of stuff. You know how this goes. It's just me sitting down playing some games, talking. We're gonna go through the smoking. Probably I'll talk about that. I talk about the whole. I put out a tweet a couple days ago that was said exclusives are anti-consumer. I'll talk about that just because it's fun. It's funny as hell to me. They couldn't pull you again with Destiny 2. Look, I'm good with Destiny 2. It's the only game I play on Xbox. Like, it's the only game I play on Xbox. In September, when cross save come, I would not be playing this on Xbox. I would 1000% be playing on PC. But right now, I ain't got no choice. And trust me, this 30 FPS hurts me. Like, physically makes me nauseous. That's why I waited to start the stream, because my eyes had to get used to the frame rate. It physically makes me nauseous. It's crazy, but it's just the reality of the situation. The PC gamer in me physically makes me nauseous. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna talk about a little bit of everything. Xbox, bro, like Xbox can't get out of their own damn way. I know I talked about this last week, but it's like every week they do something that they just can't get out of their own way. They put themselves in a position to get talked about by everybody and their mama, and it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. It never does. But you know, we end up in the same position back again, wondering if they ever gonna fix it, they ever gonna work it out. Like, I don't know, bro. It's weird to me. It's odd how Xbox gets down, bro. It just don't make no sense. The amount of stupidity they do, it don't make no sense. Like, facts, 130 steps back. Like it's like they just jump off a cliff backwards, like every damn time. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. They jump off a cliff backwards every damn time. Why? They want to be Nintendo Junior. That sounds about right. Like, it's so bad. Where we're going? It's so bad because, like, the problem, especially today, the problem with the whole smoking thing, right, is not that they did it. It's not. I got one shot grenade. I got him two. Bad. That was bad play on my part. We're gonna lose this. 1,000%. We're gonna lose this. But yeah, it's, bro, you by yourself. Either, I don't understand what he's doing. Just go die so they don't get supers. They coming for you, bro. They're right behind you.
Now hold the line.
But you got it. Go ahead. My guy. Anyway, so like the whole smoking thing, it's not even the fact that they did it, right? It's the fact that they felt the necessity to talk about it. Like, because they did it last game, so it was the same way in Gears 4 and nobody noticed, which, you know, kind of speaks like half of the irony of everybody being like upset about it, is that it was like that in Gears 4 and nobody noticed. So people is fake upset. That's the first part. And with the fake upsetness, it's the funniest part of it to me is that in being fake upset, oh, get the hell out of here. In being fake upset, people like, what up, Paul? What's popping? Like, in being fake upset, people will like learn or not learn, rather, that all this is pointless. They're just talking and talking and talking for no reason. Like, it's not gonna help anything. It's not gonna change anything. But they need to. He's done. Anyway, it could be a smoke screen for something else. Like, but they didn't have to talk about it. They could have just let it be, and nobody would have said anything. Like, nobody would have talked about it. Nobody would have cared. It would have mattered to nobody but them. But they made it matter by talking about it, right? They made it a thing because they said something. And they didn't have to.
Your charge is set. Let them come. One opponent standing. You hammered them.
Yeah, so they made it a thing where it didn't need to be a thing, right? And that's the problem. Like they come out and they talk. They talk like
Hold the line.
about stuff that
Defend
doesn't need
those
to be
sides.
said. And when they do that, it sets them up for failure. And it's the whole thing about all of their whatchamacallits, all of their executives being on social media all the damn time. That's a problem. Like, because they don't ever be on social media saying nothing. They just be on there. They be on there for no reason, talking about absolutely
One
nothing.
foe remains.
And they don't.
One enemy left.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Go around that corner and kill him. There's 3-on-1. What are y'all doing?
Can't win if
Um,
they're dead. Ha ha.
But and they put themselves in this position where people are like, yo, what are y'all thinking? You know what I mean?
Detonate the charges, and this round is yours.
Well, 90% of what goes on in the gaming community is fake anger. Like, it's the reality. Is it a smear campaign? I don't know about all that, but oh, get the fuck out of here, Solo Blade Barrage. And so, like, they're putting themselves in this position where they don't need to, right? They don't need to. He needs to get somebody up. Where they don't need to talk about it. They don't need to, run their mouth about it. But they keep doing it, right? Microsoft puts themselves in this position. Microsoft makes it so that people can be
1
fake
minute.
outraged at
You're on
things
the attack.
because they don't stop talking. If they would shut the hell up, everything for them would go so much better. But they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna buy second and third party bangers because that's not what they do
One
anymore.
enemy left.
Which, like I said,
Got you
it's
all.
both good and bad.
Fight another.
I don't know why nobody set the charge. Like, yeah, I was outside all by yourself. You could have set the charge. But like, if
Hold
they
the line. Defend
if
those
they
sides.
they went into this gen with the whole 360 on their back, and during the 360 they had all those second and third party bangers. The problem was all of those bangers came from studios that went on to put those games on everything. And that's a problem. And that's a problem for Microsoft, right? That's a problem for Microsoft is that last gen they did not buy all the IPs. Like Sony had a whole bunch of second and third party bangers, right? Last gen, especially towards the end. But the difference was that they owned all those IPs. They made sure that when they went and got those all right. When they went and got those, that nobody else could have them. That's true. The 360 was dry at the end.
Protect them with your life.
They about to be Sega if they keep going. Probably. Like, Microsoft wants to be out of the console business. And that's just their CEO is a services guy. He wants to be out of this business. If he can, he wants to be out of this business. As best as he possibly can be.
Charge set.
As
Now,
quickly as possible, he
battle.
wants to be out of this
One
business.
enemy left.
And so once he can do that safely, once he can do that to the point where it's not detrimental, once he can do that to the point where it's not detrimental to the brand, where it's not detrimental to their household name type thing, then he'll do it. But right now, they're gonna stay in it. Like they're not gonna keep going out. Like Microsoft has put themselves in a position right now where they have the capability of. I look different than you thought. Where they have the capability of, not really making these
Enemy charge has been set.
things or making these a reality. You know what I mean?
Double down. This is amazing. One foe remains.
I'll be playing the $1 Billion Banger September 6th. Yeah, so you think how big of a budget you really think they put in Gears 5? Right? So Gears 5 is gonna come out. I think Gears 5 is gonna be decent for the people that like Gears. I'm not a Gears guy. To me, Gears, the whole franchise is very mediocre. It's like very it happens. To me. But that's me. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like it. You don't have to assume that anything I say is right.
Charge is set. Protected. One opponent remains. One opponent remains. 2 for 1. Fire team that fights together stays together.
Like Gears 5 is gonna be okay. It's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be bad. It'll be somewhere in the middle, right? It'll be significant for the people that care, and then for everybody else, it's just another game.
It infuriates me.
But after it goes away, right? So after Gears 5 comes out, you're gonna wait. Like the next game is coming out, 1000%. The next game coming out is Halo. But that is, Ori. You'll have Ori, I assume. You'll have Ori before Halo 5, so you have Ori, and then you'll have Halo 5. But that's not until the launch of the next-gen consoles, which is sometime at the end of next year. Between now and then, what is going to push and drive the Xbox? What's good, Lex? What's going to push and drive the Xbox? Zink? I want you to tell me. Ori's dope. I like Ori. Ori's one of them old school games. If you like those type of games, Ori will be dope. If you don't like those type of games, Ori don't mean a damn thing to you. But what are you looking forward to after Gears? What's gonna keep you rocking Xbox all throughout the rest of this gen? What's gonna burn it for you next year? Crackdown 4. I doubt that's coming out. Gears 4 hasn't gone away. Gears isn't a Sony game. I'm aware that Gears isn't a Sony game, but Gears will be on Steam. So Gears isn't even an Xbox game at this point in time. It's just a game. When it was, Windows alone, that gave it some, some brevity, some clout, some weight behind it. It was, sure, it's Windows or Microsoft exclusive, right? You had to have the Microsoft things to do it. Now you don't even need to fuck with Microsoft. So you're gonna play a game you don't like? What? How does that sound, bro? You're gonna play a game you don't like just because it's on Xbox? That sounds like it makes sense to you? That sounds like the thing you should do? I concur, but you made it seem like there's nothing else to do. I'm asking, what is Xbox going to give you that's not Gears? Because you said you don't like Ori, so you're not gonna play Ori, or unless you like playing games just because they're Xbox exclusives. which is just a bad idea all around. Like, never play anything just because it's on the system. That is completely pointless. Completely the wrong idea. Never ever play something just because it's on the system you like. Never. Literally never. No, I asked what you will play that Xbox is going to give to you. I'm not saying I'm going to play Ori. I'll play it on PC, but I'm going to play Ori. I'm asking what you will play. Not what Xbox gamers will play. What will you play that Xbox is giving to you? Just Xbox. Like PlayStation's giving you all the same multiplats. So we're not talking about that. I'm playing just Xbox. I'm not one of those people who says Xbox doesn't have any games, because multiplats are a thing, and 99% of all the games people play are multiplats. I'm just asking you, what is Xbox giving you that you are like, yo, that's the one for 2020, you know, on my Xbox One X? Because I'm sure Halo will be cross-gen, because the no gamers left behind. So you're gonna be playing Gears 5 all next year.
Flash.
And that's it. And that's okay?
No fancy drills. Just defeat your opponents.
I 1000% agree with you that they need to. I literally say this every day, that Xbox needs to sell hope. Xbox needs to sell hope. Right now, their people don't have hope. Ah, damn it! I'm playing like shit. And the craziest part is that Game Pass is their thing right now. Like, Game Pass is the move for everything Xbox related. You're welcome. For everything Xbox related, Game Pass is it. And I'm a fan of Game Pass. I will say one of the greatest things Xbox ever did was Game Pass. Unequivocally. I will say that to everybody and anybody who was listening, asking, wanting it. Damn it. He needs a better shotgun. And Game Pass is great. Metro that I was playing last week, playing it on Game Pass, PC Game Pass. Like, Game Pass is great for getting games out there that you would not normally play, right? No, bitch. Getting games out there that you would not normally play, making you touch things you wouldn't even normally want to put your hands on. Game Pass is great for that. I'm playing like garbage. What up, Verge? What Xbox needs is to make new IPs, and they need to follow the blueprint, what they did with the 360 era, bottom line. Yes and no. I think them buying studios is good, because the problem, had they not bought studios, right? Like, them buying studios is great, because had they not bought studios, they would have ended up in the same exact position. Because the problem right now is that they don't own the games that they made last gen, right? They don't own all those bangers that came out last gen. They don't own them, and by not owning them, it puts them in a position where they're gonna fail. They're gonna fail at more or less oh, how did I not kill that dude? They don't have a roadmap in the big fucking fan base. They have a roadmap. I think. I hope they have a roadmap. I just don't know what that is, and the fact that no one does outside of Xbox is a problem. If you don't cut that stupid shit out, if you don't cut that dumbass Game Boy shit out. Damn it. Exactly. But he keeps saying that. I don't know why he keeps saying that or who he's saying it for. He believes it. Don't nobody else do. No, literally nobody else believes it. Oh, damn it. Yeah, they don't have a public roadmap. I think it's a combination of the two. I don't think it's all like, you know, middle of the road. I think it'll be some bangers. I think it'll be some AAA bangers, especially from like Ninja Theory. I think they'll have some good, not just okay, but stuff, some good stuff. I think Ninja Theory will be dope. I think Playground, what they do with Fable, I'm a Fable fan. I like Fable, so I think what they do with Fable will be good. I think who else? I think will be good. I think NXI would be good. I think NXI would be good. I think I think that's it. Like I think all the other studios, I think Compulsion is gonna make a AA game. I think that whatchamacallit is gonna make a AA game. I think oh, I forgot I had heavy ammo. My bad. Appreciate the follow, Vanilla. Ninja Theory is garbage. You lost your damn mind. Ninja Theory is their best pickup. Ninja Theory is 1000% their best pickup. You have unequivocally lost your damn mind. This is how, when he say you a troll, I think he might be onto something. Because if Ninja Theory being garbage, that is the trolliest shit I have ever heard. They need some good AA's as well, because they be putting out poop soup for years. I agree. That's why I think Compulsion. What Compulsion needs to be great, because right now they're a decent studio, and what they need to be great is they need to find their identity. Compulsion's problem and the problem with whatchamacallit, what the hell is the name of that game? I can't even remember right now. The problem with damn, I can't remember the name of that game. Their last game, the problem with Compulsion's last game is it was trying to be too much. It wasn't that it wasn't good or it didn't have the capability of being good. It was that it didn't have an identity, right? It didn't have its own. Heavenly Sword was garbage. You're like, again, you have lost your goddamn mind. Oh, yeah. Ninja Theory is great, and I think with Microsoft's money, with the backing Microsoft can give them, I think that'll be what makes them the top tier of what they can be. I think Ninja Theory right now is decent. Ninja Theory right now is decent. Ninja Theory with Microsoft's money will be godly. That is like really my thoughts is that Ninja Theory right now is decent. Ninja Theory with Microsoft's money will be absolutely ridiculous. But they need Microsoft's money.
Shut the enemy down. Double down.
They need Microsoft's money. They need Microsoft's backing. They need Microsoft to say, yeah, you guys got it, right? You guys, y'all have what y'all need in order to make games great. In order to make these games fantastic. In order to I'll give y'all whatever budget y'all need. I'll give y'all whatever engine y'all need. And I think that's all Ninja Theory needs to go from a really good developer to a great developer. Because they're close to being great. But they are outstanding developer. They just need the backing, and I think now that they have it. Appreciate you, Def. The initiative, I think they'll be good too. It's just I don't know what they're making, and that shit ain't coming out for at least 5 years. At least, like, there's no way that shit's coming out before 2023. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I didn't have any ammo. Because it's a brand new studio. It's literally brand new.
Victory is all I ask. Good.
Damn it. So the initiative would be good. But they're brand new, so I don't know what they're gonna make. I don't know how long it's gonna come out. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I think State of Decay 3 or whatever they want to call it, if they do it the way everybody expected them to do it, because that was the problem with State of Decay 2. State of Decay 2 came out and everybody expected it to be The Walking Dead. Everybody expected it to be everything State of Decay 1 was, which it was, except for everybody be able to get in one city online and build a community, right? Build like just one big sprawling community that you could just go steal other people's resources, you know, take other people's things. And I think if they go in that direction, I think they'll be good. I think they need to update the game. I think they need to update the game so it coincides with what the people are asking for. But we'll see how that works. And then Double Fine is going to make the same damn game over and over. Double Fine is never going to step out of what they make. And Exile is going to keep making the type of games they make, which is not a bad, it's just where they are. Other than that, like I said, so many of these studios are years out that Microsoft needs some second and third party deals to carry them over until the first parties can carry them. I agree with what you're saying. I'm telling you it's not going to happen. Like, Phil saying all those things about, I don't believe in keeping stuff off other platforms and all that stuff. And if they go out and buy a bunch of second and third party games, then they do just that. And that hurts them in two ways. First way is it hurts them with their own branding. Y'all said y'all wasn't going to do this, and then you go out and do it. The second way it hurts them is because they're trying to get in good with Sony so that they can put Game Pass on PlayStation. And in order to do that, you know, because right now with the new Sony CEO, they have that capability, they have that possibility, not capability, possibility. So they want to get in good with Sony so that they can do that, so that they can say, yo, we got, you know, all these great games on Game Pass, and they will be great on PlayStation. Then maybe the generation after next, because I don't think it's gonna happen for another 2 generations at least. So probably around 10 years, that'll be about one more generation gonna come out. Then the one following that, they won't put it out. Do you think Microsoft is going to pay Square Enix to bring Final Fantasy VII Remake to Xbox? I think it's going to come to Xbox regardless. They don't even need to pay them. I think it's just going to happen. It'll happen after the second episode comes out. It'll be one of those, here's the definitive edition type releases of Final Fantasy VII. I don't think they need to do anything else. Same with Kingdom Hearts and all the Kingdom Hearts games. They went back and did it. I don't think it needs to. They need to pay them. I think it's just going to happen. That's the reason they keep beating around the bush about whether it's going to be only on PlayStation forever. Right now, it's a PlayStation exclusive. Just same shit was with Tomb Raider. When Tomb Raider was on Xbox for a year, it had that big ass exclusive stamp on it. Same thing. I think it'll just take time.
Countdown.
Like, third-party games at this point in time, unless you pay for the IP, 99% of them are going to go everywhere. Sure, you'll pay for timed exclusivity, you'll pay for all that shit, but unless you pay for the game outright, 97% of them are going to go other places. Give me up, give me up. Kill it. Give me up.
One enemy left. Yes! Enemy team neutralized.
I think Microsoft will buy a couple more studios over the next 2 years, 2-3 years. One of those will be a Japanese studio. Hopefully, so they can make Blue Dragon or how was the other name of that other game? Damn it, that was my bad. Hopefully, so they make Blue Dragon or Lost Odyssey. And I think they'll buy a couple more like IO Interactive, like some more that are like tiered studios for a type of games they don't make, like third-party action games they don't make. They'll buy a couple more that have that type of pedigree.
All enemies down. Good.
But even in doing that, it's gonna take a while for Microsoft to get
If those charges explode,
those studios going for them and them alone.
Defend them.
The fuck? Did I get kicked out? Yo, this game, bruh. This game be on some absolute bullshit.
You're the last guardian standing.
How?
Fight.
I'm not even in the damn game. My nigga.
Enemy charge set. Defuse it now. You're the last guardian standing.
Bruh. Yeah, did y'all see that?
All teammates down.
What kind of bungee shit was that?
Detonate those charges. Nothing else matters.
Yo, Bungie can holistically kiss my ass.
Charge set. Now hold the line. opponent remains. No one left to fight in your place. So fight. Yes!
Bye.
Enemy team neutralized.
Anyway, so like
Defend those
I think
towers,
Microsoft
or
put themselves in a
fight to
position
the
where
bitter end.
they have the possibility, I guess, of doing what they need to with buying the studios. Because, like I said, I'm happy that they bought them. They needed to. They needed every part of that to be a thing.
Get out there and defuse it. Fought like a titan of the first pillar. It's all up to you now. Destroy them. Got you all.
Damn it.
Fight another.
They needed to buy them in order to pad their stats. And like I was saying before,
Detonate those charges. Nothing else matters.
like I was saying before, that they put themselves, they needed to, because last generation, get the fuck out of here. They put themselves in a position where they would no longer be like this, or this at the beginning of this generation coming up. Because last generation, the problem wasn't that they didn't put out, bangers. It was that when they put out these games, they put them out so much. They put them out in a place where the games will come out.
Destroy them. Yes. Enemy
Okay.
team.
I don't know. Just
neutralized.
they put them games out, and they didn't own the IPs. Like I was saying, they didn't own the IPs, so the game could go anywhere. So in order for them to not be in that position again, they were like, you know what? This time, we will own everything we do. We'll own it all from start to finish. We'll own the games. We'll own the IPs. We'll own, the publishing rights. That way we can never be back in this position again.
One foe remains. One opponent remains. All enemies down.
That dumb shit was.
Good.
They should have done that last gen when 360 was beast, and they seemed to be in a very short-sighted. Yeah, I don't, and that was the short-sightedness was the fact that they thought that would keep going. It's the same thing that happened with Sony when the PS3 came out. When the PS3 came out, Sony got a big ass head, and they was like, "Yo, we Sony do what we tell you," or really. Sony was like, we are who we are. Do what we tell you, or we gonna end that ass, right? Everybody about to be making games with a cell processor, or you're done, though. Like, and that's how they feel. That's how they're gonna keep feeling. And it's not a matter of them not having those capabilities, or them being put in a position where them being put in a position where people had to listen to them, and that's what backfired on Sony last gen. And then at the beginning of this gen, Microsoft had that same mentality. We are the leaders, right? We are telling everybody, we're dictating where everybody goes. We are the easier architecture, right? Because, and that was the other thing, we're the easier architecture. So we're just gonna make a box that's identical to the one we have, architecture wise, and people won't have any choice but to do what we ask them, right? They're just gonna keep making games for us. We're gonna keep paying them the same fees. Everything's gonna go on the status quo. We're gonna have COD forever. We're gonna have FIFA forever. And they ended up assed out. They came out cocky, big-headed, and the only difference was at the end of last generation, Sony put out games that people wanted to play. At the end of this generation, Microsoft's like, we got a generation coming up. Stay with us. Stick around for this generation that's coming up. Now, I personally think that's gonna come back and bite them in the ass. Like I said in my video I put out a couple days ago. Watch that. Microsoft is, you know, they're gonna lose next generation based off of how they set up this generation. Good, bad, somewhere in the middle. It's irrelevant. They'll lose it simply based off of the fact that they haven't invested everything they can in making this generation great. Now, at the tail end of this generation, they went and bought studios. They did all the things they should have set up for at the end of last gen. Will that work out for them coming next gen? Sure, to an extent. But at this point in time, where over 50% of what's being bought is digital, why will people switch their ecosystems, where everything that you can play on the PlayStation 4, you can now play on the PlayStation 5, where everything, you know, same with the Xbox, everything you play on the Xbox, you can play on the next Xbox. What is to incentivize anybody to switch over at this point in time? Like, they counted on that last gen, right? They counted on that trade-off where people were going to stay in the Xbox ecosystem because they're in the Xbox ecosystem. And that makes sense if you can also bring over all your games. PS5 being back compatible, and then everybody being digital, that just makes it so much easier. So all the people they were counting on last gen are not going to switch this gen. It's just they're already on PlayStation. And then Microsoft literally tells you all the time, they don't give a damn if you buy an Xbox. If y'all don't care, why the fuck would I care? You know what I mean? Like, y'all just putting out these games and or y'all putting out these systems that you don't care if I buy them, so I'm not going to. Like, PCs right now, especially with there being so much competition, with AMD actually stepping up to be competition,
no victory.
Building PCs are going to be cheaper than ever. Because they're gonna now there's reason to compete, right? There's reason to go ahead and make that. There's reason to go ahead and make those sacrifices to make the system what they need to be.
You captured Zone B. Zone advantage is yours. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Wage war like a true titan. Double down.
How the fuck they gonna sell Xboxes with nothing but Halo launch system? Halo is big. Halo is going to remain big. Like, Halo will never, ever stop being Halo. It will never stop selling systems. That is me saying this unequivocally. As someone who's not even like the biggest fan of Halo, unequivocally, Halo will never stop being Halo. It'll sell systems. It'll be big. Oh, you lucky motherfucker! Should've went for a rerun. And Halo's gonna come out. It's still gonna be dominant. Halo's still going to push the Xbox system, the ecosystem, the system as a whole. It's gonna push all of those things forward. It's gonna keep doing that. So Halo as a launch game is big for Xbox. That is a solid move. That is a 1,000% very solid move. Now, is that gonna be sustainable? Hell no. Because Halo is so big. It is gonna come out and it's gonna be a big swell at the beginning, right? Because even at the beginning of this generation, even though PS5 or PS4 beat the hell out of Xbox. At the beginning of this generation, Xbox was winning that sales battle,
Zone C captured. That's a power.
which in turn made them cocky. It made them believe that they weren't gonna get their ass handed to them because they got cocky, and they were like, "Yo, you know, we can win this generation regardless." And even being so much more money, even costing so much more, even costing more money. Even even costing more money, even with our library not being what it has been in the last few years, it's gonna be they came into this cocky and they got their ass handed to them at the beginning. So at the beginning of the next generation, they're gonna come into this with Halo, and Halo is going to sell. Halo is going to sell. It's gonna be big for them. Oh damn, Halo's gonna sell. It's gonna be big for them. Forza will probably come out as a launch game. It'll be big for them. And then there's going to be a lull. And that's where the problem is going to come in. The lull, if it's too big, too long, too large, that is where they're going to take their lumps. That's where it's going to be a problem. Is if the time in between all of that is too long, it's going to be a problem.
Zone A captured.
What does
That's
that
a
say?
power play. You took them. Now
What up, Tip? Halo Infinite, Gears 5, Halo Infinite, Scarlet versus nothing from Sony. Microsoft will be fantastic. Last of Us 2, regardless of hate it, love it, somewhere in the middle, is going to be humongous. It's going to be humongous. It's going to be big for them. It's going to be big for the brand. Is going to be Ghost of Tsushima is going to be big, and all of those are going to be cross-gen. They're going to come out with some God of War Definitive Edition, some Spider-Man Definitive Edition. All those things are going to happen, bro. The Xbox division has made more money than ever this past year without a new Gears and Halo. That's not a good thing, though. They made the most money they ever have with Sea of Thieves and Crackdown 3. Well, with just Crackdown 3, actually. So with Crackdown 3, they made more money, or Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, and Crackdown 3, they made more money in the last fiscal year. If that's the type of game that they can make and get away with it, and you're cool with that, that's an entirely different conversation, my guy. Entirely different conversation. No Gamer Left Behind going to hurt the sales number. If you can get it on the S, what is the incentive to make the jump? That's why I was like, why didn't they show anything at E3? That's literally the same reason I asked why didn't they show anything at E3. Because, like, if you're already at No Gamer Left Behind, right? If you're already saying No Gamer Left Behind right now, then what is the point of not showing the games for next generation at E3? What does it accomplish? The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima are nowhere near the level of those Microsoft billion-dollar franchises. I'm gonna put this out to you, right? I'm gonna make this abundantly clear. I'm gonna say it as clearly as I can, right? Even with Steam, The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima will outsell Halo and Gears. The Last of Us 2 will outsell both of them by itself. This is The Last of Us 2 will outsell both Halo and Gears by itself. I'm just saying. Skylar's gonna come out, and right now, Microsoft has not given anybody the inkling of what's coming out beyond Halo 5 or Halo Infinite. I'm sorry. They don't. No one knows what's coming out. They haven't sold anybody hope. They haven't sold anybody hope for the future of Xbox. Right now, the only thing you know about Xbox is Gears is coming out. Duh. Halo's coming out. Duh. We don't even know when Forza's coming out. Ori's coming out. And that's it. That's where it stops. That's where it stops. That's it. Def Jam was popping, bruh. They fucked up so bad they had the stage to themselves and had a chance to build momentum. They dumb enough to wait for Sony so they can get stunned on. Facts. That is a fact. Appreciate you. Yeah, share this out, tweet it out, hit that like button, all that shit. That is the one thing that where it's gonna be the most incentive, right? Is that they had this stage to themselves. They could have had everybody and their mama talking about Xbox for the whole next like 8 months, because what's gonna happen is Sony's gonna come out and they'll do an event in December. They're gonna do an event December, probably November timeframe, and say, we got this console build coming out in a year. These are all the great games you'll be able to play on that console. Xbox had the ability to do that by putting out the games, by saying, hey, we got this new console coming out. These are all the great games you'll be able to play on that console. Everybody said this in 2016 when they announced the Scorpio. When they announced the Scorpio, everybody was like, yo, why didn't you show a bunch of games that I'm gonna be able to play and that is gonna show off the power of the Scorpio? Everybody said that. They criticized them then. They did the same damn thing this year. Like, they had Bambi Simulator on stage, bruh. Like, really? Bambi Simulator? That's what we're going? Bambi fucking Simulator? Zink, bruh. I understand. You bleed green. You love your Xbox. You sleep with a Phil Spencer onesie on. I'm positive. I know that. That's okay. But The Last of Us 2 is going to outsell Halo and Gears. Spider-Man outsold Gears. Spider-Man outsold Halo 5. Hell, if Halo or Gears, I don't even think either one of them is going to get to 10 million. I agree that Microsoft won't care if they stay on the S or if they buy them on PC. Microsoft just cares that people are playing the games, which is true. That I don't care who sells the game, or I don't care about none of that shit. I just want them to make good games. But the problem is I'm looking out for my Xbox only brethren. Like, I'm the first one to say get a PC. I have 6 PCs in my house. None of them cost less than probably, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, give or take.
To your battles wisely.
The lowest one I have in here is probably $600, and it'll still play everything at 1440p 60 FPS on Ultra, and that's for my home theater.
Five lives left.
Like they had the no one will buy a PC to play games. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Three lives left.
What? Who on this planet told you that Halo 5 was at 16 million?
1 minute.
Link me an article. Tweet it at me, or send it to me in DM. An article that says Halo sold 16 million.
Your team's
It was at
out of
5
line.
million. Maybe
knocked out.
I'm not even focusing for real. They was at 5 million 3 months, and then you think 11 million more people bought it in 3 months? The highest base for any game when they start to sell is at the beginning when they start to sell. That's the highest surge. So you think 11 more people bought it 3 months after the initial 3 months? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Their marketing is absolutely trash. I agree.
10 seconds.
Microsoft creating their own custom L's. PC is for cheaters and creeps. Shit.
Fight.
Bruh.
Enemy won the round.
Yeah, I need to focus up for this game. PC games, right? We do whatever we want,
For long.
whenever we want. But trust me when I tell you, all my years of playing on Xbox and PlayStation, when I was in those COD lobbies, and people with lag switches and all that garbage,
Lives left.
there's no way in hell you talk about PC is for cheaters and creeps and be stunting on the amount of cheaters on console.
Three lives left. A fire team that fights together stays together. One minute. You're ahead on lives. Enemy team has no reserves left.
For sure. Beer popping. Phil Spencer and Michael Paxton know you're reading Ryan McCaffrey articles.
No lives left. for
Again.
anyone.
Show me the article.
When you're dead.
Also, Michael Paxton literally says,
Knocked out.
I get paid to be wrong.
30
That's
seconds.
literally
Both
from
teams
him.
out of reserves. End this. One enemy left. That's enough.
Wow, bruh. He says, I get paid to be wrong. Pat, you
Trail
chilling, bruh?
the enemy. Close the gap.
What up, Chris? Why would anyone be in a PlayStation lobby? I don't know. Ask the 100 million people that's on PlayStation.
Five lives left. Two for one.
Right. And weathermen are always wrong. Michael Pachter,
1 minute.
he
You're ahead
he,
on
he
live.
was the same one saying stuff was gonna cost $800, and like Michael Pachter, he is the most horrible example you could ever use, ever, literally ever.
seconds. Slay your enemies and they stay dead, one after another. You smashed your enemies to dust. Your enemy has a lead on you.
Bruh.
Take it.
Like, I feel like you be making up numbers in your head. I feel like you be making up numbers in your head and then think they right, or like be sounding them out, hoping that they right.
5 lives left.
Like, there are 100 million PS4 owners. That ain't a maybe. This is a factual statement.
What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. No lives left for your enemy. Destroy it. One enemy left. 1 minute left. The enemy is out of second chances. Opposing team annihilated.
I bought 3 PS4s.
Match time.
I bought a OG PS4, and then I bought 2 PS4 Pros, one for me and one for my kids. I bought 4 Xbox Ones.
Five lives left.
Yo, Zinc, Zinc man, I feel like that's my bro. I don't know what he be doing, bro. I don't know who he be talking to, what he be thinking. Like, I feel like he be like, that's why when people call him a troll, I can be like, you know what, I can see that. I can see him being a troll.
Neck on
I didn't know there's 2 people right there.
Your team's out of line.
Right, but they're over 100 million. So not everybody is out here buying multiple consoles.
You're knocked out. No lives left for anyone. Rest when you're dead.
If Sony sold 100 million PS4s, where are their investments? In games.
Not this time. You've been defeated.
Phil hates Xbox. I don't think he hates Xbox. I think he just, it's not his top priority. It's never going to be.
Your enemy has
I have 2 business degrees and an economics minor. I know business. Okay, great. I have a business degree, a marketing degree, 2 engineering degrees, and I own 2 businesses. So I fail to see how you were trying to convince me that I should listen to you over myself. There are only 30 million PS4 sold in the US. My guy. Like,
3 lives left.
that's more Xboxes than is sold everywhere.
Enemy team has no reserves left. Finish them. 1 minute left.
There's
The
barely
enemy
30
is out
million
of second
Xboxes
chances.
sold on the planet. On the planet. So I'm confused of what you're trying to.
1 enemy left.
I'm confused with what you're trying to say by saying there's only, yeah, I did. I beat Hollow Knight. I'm confused with what you're trying to say by saying there's only 30 million PS4 sold in the US. What is that supposed to prove? And I'm not even saying that that is a true statement. I'm literally saying, what is that supposed to prove? Did you beat Hollow? I beat Hollow Knight.
5 lives left.
Phil hates adult games. I don't think he hates them. I think, again, that's just not what he has to do. He doesn't have to make those games because no one's.
One foe remains. All enemies down.
Xbox is 41 million, Sony is 100 million and going. Switch is like 35. Yeah, and that's the funniest part is that the Switch is going to pass the Xbox probably in the next 2 months, give or take. Like easily. It's not even going to be a hard thing for them to pass the Xbox. The U.S. holds 2/3 of goods and services sold through to consumers that have a marketing degree as well. The U.S. holds 2/3 of the services in certain aspects, and that's not even that's based on generic, and we're gonna put this. That's based on two things: generic release ratios, integer savings. So that's for everything that is sold per capita. The U.S. has the highest payment cost. So the U.S. pays the most for everything. So it's a per capita investment. And again, like I said, I'm not saying anything about you being right about there's only 30 million PS4 sold in the U.S. that is another one of your made up ass numbers. Completely irrelevant to me. Yeah, I like Hollow Knight. Yeah, I know Xbox is around 40 million. Like, this is the thing, right? Like, Zinc right now, you're trying to get around the fact that more people are in PS4 lobbies than there are in Xbox lobbies. No matter what you say, no matter how you try to obfuscate those numbers or move them around, that's the reality of the situation right now. Are you saying that that's not a true statement? Are you saying there's not more people right now in PlayStation 4 lobbies than there are in Xbox lobbies across all games? Master, this is a serious question because I want to know. Also, when you DM me that article about Halo selling 16 million, because since we're on sales, I want to make sure that you aren't just throwing out random ass numbers. So DM me the article or tweet it at me on Twitter at DaRealMastalin. Follow me if you ain't. Tweet it at me on Twitter so I can know what with that 16 million. While you're doing that, let me know. Are more people oh my god. my face hurts. My face hurts. There are more Xbox players than Sony players. You sure about that? I'm asking you a question. I have done my research. This is why I'm asking you questions. On what planet? Because it damn sure ain't Earth. Bruh. Like, apparently Zinc is getting his information from the multiverse. You getting it from Earth 818. Like, because I don't... On this planet, in this dimension, in this universe, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Today. I've heard a lot of stupid shit. But today, that is 100% the worst thing I've ever heard. On what damn planet? So are you saying, are you saying that, so no, better question. How many PlayStation 4s have been sold? I'm not even gonna say that's 100 million. I'm gonna ask you, how many PlayStation 4s have been sold? PlayStation is making more money than Xbox.
Countdown.
So Sony's not going to sell anything. Their pictures division is up because Spider-Man. Even their music division is up. So
Here they come. Defend the charges or wipe
I'm
them
asking
out.
you, how many PS4s have been sold? You let me know.
Yes! Enemy team.
How many PS4s have been sold? I'm not sure. It definitely is 100 million, nowhere near that number. Okay. Give me an estimation, because
You're on offense.
you
Set the
said
charges or
they're
defeat all
100%.
hostiles.
You're 100% positive that Xbox has more players than Sony. If you're 100% positive, you would need to know numbers in order to be positive of something. That's how positivity works. You said, I'm not sure. It definitely isn't 100 million. Nowhere near that number. Okay. So how many is it? For you to be positive that Xbox has more players than Sony, I need to know how many is it.
Defend those charges or fight to the bitter end.
Like, I 100% need to know that. Because the only way you can be positive is if you know the number. If you don't know the number, then you can't be positive. That's not how positivity works. You can believe something.
Your team is down, but not out. Again.
Sony may lose the rights to Spider-Man if Spider-Man hits 1 billion in sales. That is a unequivocal falsehood.
And protect them.
Area 51 is an incredible source. I agree. Sony will not lose any movie rights at all to Spider-Man. They will, and the game rights came with them creating the
One enemy left.
with them creating a deal in order for them to get the movie rights. So as long as MCU Phase 4 is a thing, Sony won't be losing the damn thing.
Hold the line. Defend those charges.
Only 14 million Xbox One sold in the US. Sounds about right. But the funniest part about that is that if that's the case,
Fought like a titan of the first pillar. One foe remains. One enemy left. 2 for 1. They can't win if they're dead. Ha ha.
so if there's 14 million Xboxes sold in the US, and that's 2/3, we're just gonna go with everything you said, Zinc. So if there's 14 million Xboxes sold in the US, and that's 2/3, then Xbox ain't even at 30. 27 million Xboxes. Oh my God, bro! Like, where the hell do you get these numbers, my guy?
With you on the field, there isn't a border I could not push, Titan. 1 minute left. You're attacking. Let's see it. Can't fight if you're all down. One more.
What are you? What the fuck? Bruh!
If those charges explode,
Bruh, you are high as hell, bruh. Like, I'm convinced now. When he said you was a troll, I'm convinced that is a true statement. You are 1,000% trolling me. You have to be. There's no way. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell you're not trolling me.
enemy has set a charge. Defuse it.
Physically impossible for you to not be trolling me. Physically impossible. Yeah, their three largest areas for operation are South America, well, Brazil specifically, very, very, very minor parts of the UK, and then very, very minor parts of the UK, and then Australia.
enemy left. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. All enemies down. Good.
I'm just trying to figure out where you got.
Match point. They're wavering. Topple them.
I'm just saying, bro. There's no way that you could be legit with these numbers. Like you can't even feel like these are real numbers. You can't. It's impossible. By your same logic, right? We're gonna go with your same logic. MPD every single month until recently, because the Switch started taking over. MPD until recently had whatchamacallit, winning for months. MPD until recently had PlayStation, and even now that even though they're not winning, they still have them beating Xbox literally every month. Right? So even every month they have them beating Xbox every month, right? Right now, how do you think they are 27 million to 30 million if they are beating them by 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 this month? Like tripling, double them up. Before the Xbox One X came out, Xbox One wasn't even selling 100,000.
We need Guardians with your passion on the front line.
And throughout all of that, it's 30 million to 27 million. That's the numbers you want to go with? I'm just saying, throughout everything you're saying, 30 million to 27 million, that's the numbers you want to go with. Since the Switch came out, Xbox haven't even been in second place at this point in time. Good. Nice shots out there. Xbox zinc on that perp and that white. I'm trying to figure out where these numbers are coming from. That's what I want to know. I don't even like the fact that he believes these numbers are factual ain't even where I'm got. I just want to know where he's getting these numbers from, because even if we go by the sources he said, so he said MPD, I just want to know if Xbox has been getting doubled up and tripled up and quadrupled up sometimes in these MPDs, then how is the number only 30 million to 27 million versus in the US? Because there was time, like the closest they ever be is during it was the release of the Xbox One X, and they still lost because the PlayStation was cheaper and it came with Spider-Man. They put out that bundle and they had a whole week to sell it. Came out with Spider-Man. Brilliant marketing by Sony. Brilliant move. The numbers come from his ass. I'm just trying to figure it out. If you got some sources that I need to see, let me show me, bruh. Send them to me. Bruh. Drink, play like I'm playing. You can watch and play simultaneously. That's what I'm doing. I'm not playing great, but I'm playing. I'm drinking. Merlot is for betas. You don't disrespect Merlot. Good Merlot. Get you a good Merlot. Get you some red meat. Get you a nice steak. But
Survival.
10 million in South America. That's a
Commit to your
fantastic
battles
question.
wisely. Every death counts.
So are you saying it's less than 10 million? Inquiring minds want to know.
Five lives left.
When is Sony gonna make a successful multiplayer game again? Or did they ever? I doubt they will. I want them to. They said they realize that it's a problem that they don't have one, and they're gonna focus on it coming into next gen. I want them to. Like I am all for Sony making a multiplayer game. I think the last multiplayer game I got from Sony that I liked was Black. Probably. Or Mag. I like Mag too.
Is out of second chances. One enemy left. Opposing team annihilated.
Successful multiplayer games. Uncharted 4 multiplayer and The Last of Us multiplayer. I don't know about successful. They were successful games. They weren't multiplayer focused games. Having multiplayer in them and being a multiplayer game, two completely different things.
Your legend rose. 3 lives left.
I want to see those numbers. I want to see those numbers just like I want to see the 16 million that
Enemy team is out
my
of
man
line.
Zinc made up.
Toppled and 1 minute left. The enemy is out of second chances.
I like Meg.
Neither
I like
team
Planet
has
Side too.
lives left. Show
It
them
was
mercy.
alright. It was alright once they fixed it.
One opponent remains. Opposing team annihilated.
Merlot
Have a lead.
for that bow tie and sweater vest set. Sometimes you gotta wear a bow tie and sweater vest though. You can still pull wearing the bow tie and sweater vest.
5 lives left. lives. Topple them. No lives left on either side. I'm on the edge of my seat. You're knocked out.
I'll get the hell out of here.
30 seconds. Both teams out of reserves. End this. One enemy left. You annihilated them.
Only numbers I found were 28.24 million PS4s and 24.59 Xboxes as of the end of 18 in the US from Statista. Statista is basically what do you call it? Statista is basically, what the hell is it? Here.
5 lives left.
VG charts. They just make up numbers. They don't get any official sources from anyone.
Go. Make them cry.
I know this because I use basing firms like Statista, Orin, RGX for my marketing adjustments. So they don't get stats from anywhere. They just are best guess sites.
Enemy team has no reserves left. Finish them. For anyone. Rest when you're dead. Been knocked out. One enemy left. All enemies down. All lives expended. Social victory.
No, they don't. They don't change their numbers after the fact. These baseline firms, all they do is take their interim data. So they take any post numbers. So they take the population numbers, divide them by the number of, or the amount of revenue per region for each individual stat. So, and then they just put them in a machine and the machine will spit out a number, and it'll be, and then they will adjust them based on a person saying that that number is right or wrong and tune it. I pay for Statista or Statista. It's not Statista, Statista. I agree that most of the Xboxes sold are in the US, UK, and Australia, and then a little bit in Brazil. So, but outside of that, I guess Sony can make their flagship shooter, but of course Naughty Dog is their top studio, and so they give them all their attention. Killzone is trash. I don't. I give a damn what nobody says. Killzone is trash. The best Killzone was Killzone 2. Every other Killzone, especially the multiplayer, was the hottest of garbage. The highest steeping levels of garbage. That, like, I don't even know how high. I can't even put, like, my arm is out of frame. That's how high a level of trash. VG charts is 100% garbage. I say that all the time. Anybody who says a number and then gives me a VG charts, I immediately dismiss everything they say before and after that point. No, say it. Say it. If you believe Killzone 2 was Killzone 2. That was the pinnacle. Killzone 1, no. Killzone 2, that was the pinnacle of Killzones, and then it fell off a hill. It got prettier. It got prettier, but it fell off a hill. Like a steep hill. It was like it was one of them ever seen The Princess Bride? It was like, as you wish. It was like that hill, except for it was a mountain. And they just fell the hell off. They hit all the sides of the mountain. Like, they just kept hitting the side of the mountain like a boomerang. Brazil is ahead of Australia. Probably in sales, yeah. Like, Brazil, Mexico, they're very Xbox-centric. Mexico especially because they're close. So, to the U.S. The whole North America, and then in Brazil, South America, Brazil is basically Brazil. Peru a little bit, maybe.
Nothing complicated here. Defend your allies and defeat your opponents.
Bruh. I'll be playing for like another hour. I'm just talking. Like, it's just me talking, bruh. It's just me talking. Killzone single player was always better than the multiplayer. That's true, I suppose. But it was supposed to be the Halo killer. Like, I remember it. That's a they create. It's just like when Xbox bought that damn game. Xbox bought the time rights to Tomb Raider to fill in their Uncharted gap. Get the fuck out of here.
Just took the lead.
People say that, but keep Halo on the pedestal just because of its name. The game fell off in quality. I don't keep Halo on the pedestal. Halo can kiss my ass. A Halo killer tag was a joke. I concur. There was only 2 Halo killers, Call of Duty and Microsoft themselves. I'm not saying that's wrong. That's why they tried to make Halo 4 into Call of Duty Light. Call of Duty in space. And then Call of Duty went to space. Playing like trash. Look, Killer does drugs, by the way. Y'all gonna leave my man Zing alone. My dude, he a good dude. He is Xbox forever. Like, he is the Xbox Supreme. I am playing like absolute and utter garbage. Call of Duty, though, the problem with Call of Duty is that they haven't fixed Call of Duty. They haven't changed it in literally years. And it's been so many of the same exact games. Oh my god, why would you step in front of me, bro?
Destroy it.
I'm playing like trash. I think you're right. Doom, I agree with the gun mechanics in Doom. Ow, sway. They should have let Bungie rock. They should have let them do Destiny and Halo at the same time. Microsoft has been dicks about some of the devs for no reason. That's true. Had Microsoft let Bungie do Halo and Destiny, Microsoft would have Destiny by itself. It would be as big as it is. Like, I'm trying to figure out why I can't kill this dude. Like, I hit him with so many goddamn bullets. Please don't run towards the damn dude with this super. Nothing has better gun mechanics in Halo and Destiny. Black trash this whole damn game. Like I'm.
Three minutes.
Bungie was mad at that Microsoft gave Gears and Cliff hundreds of millions. Also, Bungie thought that grass was green on the other side. Destiny shits on Halo also. I concur with that. 1000%. Unequivocally, I concur with that. Bungie was mad at. This is the problem, though, with that statement. I'm gonna say this clearly. Bungie mad that Halo, or Bungie was mad that Gears got all that money, right? And that is 1000% something they should have been upset about. And I'm gonna tell you why. Bungie was an internal Microsoft studio, and with their biggest franchise. There's no reason, no way in hell any third-party developer should have got more money, attention, or anything else than Bungie. Not a damn reason on this planet. Not a single one.
Good. Show your enemy what a real fight looks like. Only 1 minute left. Double down. Seconds remaining.
If I was Bungie, I'd been pissed off about that too. You gave a third party, an outside developer, you gave a third party, an outside developer, all that clout and that money and everything they wanted, the attention, that was the most trash game played ever. The clout, the attention, the marketing money, you know, they out here riding full on custom motorcycles in the E3, like, you make Gears internally bigger than Halo, and that's the problem, considering Halo is your biggest franchise. And at the time, Halo was your biggest franchise that you owned. You didn't even own Gears. Epic did. So I'm with Bungie for being upset about that. I'm 100% with them for being mad about that, as they should be. They should have been angry. They should have been upset. They should have just been like, you know what? Y'all can kiss my ass. All of that. But Microsoft should have gave them everything they wanted. Microsoft should have gave them the world. Hey, I want to make this new game called Destiny. Destiny is literally what Microsoft is doing. Destiny is literally a games as a service game forever. Forever it's a games as a service game. They're going full on MMO games as a service forever. This has been beyond perfect for a Microsoft exclusive. But Microsoft did it themselves. Starting to learn from Microsoft Studio, screw up with their studios, and have been handing them, well, ever since the end of the PS3. That's true. Sony just been throwing money at them. Like, Kaz Hirai going all in on PlayStation as Sony's main source, that was the smartest move they ever did. Bungie gave you your premier franchise and you disrespect them. True fucking shit. Facts. Destiny would have 100% kept people on the Xbox. Something new from Bungie? The people who created Halo, this big expansive thing, like, and putting behind all the marketing and the outliers that they was doing. What? Easily. Like, Bungie set Microsoft up to be great, and Microsoft fumbled it. Like, Microsoft fumbled that pass, but they could have easily gotten away with it, like, without even trying. This would have been the premier franchise for Microsoft. Premier. How well Destiny 1 sold, even with the Destiny 2 fall off. Like, had they just let Microsoft do, or let Bungie do what they wanted with all of their franchises, not just this one, they would have been golden. Now Microsoft shopping for broke developers. I don't think they're shopping for broke developers. Like all these like independent developers, these indies that they're buying are just small. Like they're not necessarily broke. It's just they're independently funded, and that's okay. It's just a matter of them Microsoft letting them be free. Like Microsoft needs to let them do their thing. That's what needs to happen. So as long as Microsoft stays out of it, lets them create how they want to create, I think we'll be fine. I think the area will come into a problem is if Microsoft puts some shackles they put on Bungie. If the reason that Bungie left becomes the reason that these places don't make good games or great games or whatever, then that's a Microsoft problem. And it is going to affect not only their future, but even if they decide to go third party, it's going to affect how they create things, why they create them. Some bullshit. What up, Infernal? Sony has no money to buy a developer. That is an untrue statement. Sony has plenty of money to buy whoever they want. All of them say they had to make budget-friendly games. They were broke, living check to check. Zinc, Sony has Naughty Dog. Like I said, it's not that they were broke. Like I said, independent studios mean independent funding. Your funding comes from sources outside of the norm.
That shut them down.
And it's not guaranteed. Microsoft gives them guaranteed funding. That's the difference between then and now. Before, they weren't broke. They just needed to find where all of their funding for their next game would come from, where their staff would be paid from.
Double down.
And that was all these studios before. And now they don't need to worry about that. Everybody's gonna get paid. Microsoft is going to cash them out, and they're good to go. Like, and even with that, all developers, even the ones owned by Sony and Microsoft, have to make a budget-friendly game. No game has an unlimited budget. Otherwise, they'll never make money. Every game has a budget, finite budget. At some point in time, they got to stop. So, how everything's set up. Damn it. Halo has an unlimited budget. You're out of your damn mind.
5 minutes
For
remaining.
you to say you have economics and a marketing degree and believe that any game has an unlimited budget is the most egregious shit I've heard today. The second most egregious thing. The saying that Xbox is anywhere in the vicinity of the same amount of, or that Xbox has more players than Sony, That part was the most egregious one. But to believe that any game doesn't have a budget is crazy. Going over budget is not the same as not having a budget. Yo, my hit detection is trash. Going over budget is not the same as not having a budget. Microsoft fucked off a bunch of good franchises though. Mass Effect, Bioshock, Ninja Gaiden, list goes on. Like I said, and that's why they're in this position now, is because they didn't own any of them things. And that was Microsoft's problem, is that they didn't own any of those things, and not owning them puts them in a position where they don't have the capability to dictate where they go, how anyone uses them,
3 minutes.
or any of those things.
Matched.
That's why I said I'm happy that they bought those new studios. Fantastic move. They needed to. They needed to buy studios that would push them to the forefront, that would allow them to be creative, to make moves, to do the things that they needed to in order to be better.
I envy your strength, Titan.
Right, Minecraft is the lead, and no matter what, whether it's your cash cow or otherwise, it does not have an unlimited budget. That is suicidal to anybody in business. Because developers are artists. You never give an artist an unlimited budget, because they would use every resource, or every bit of it that they have available. Never. Ever. Ever. Ever.
Only 1 minute left.
An unlimited budget is just a straight up suicidal business practice. Period.
Seconds remaining.
And Microsoft wants to be a third-party publisher, but they have shown they can't handle it. They got some serious coke dreams.
But I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Not this time.
they want to be third-party. That I agree with. Have they shown they can't handle it? I don't know, because right now they're splitting their focus. So I think Microsoft's problem is that they need the hardware, or they need the software to sell the hardware, and vice versa. And in order to sell the software, you need people to have hardware, which is why they're still making boxes. But that can go away in a second, depending on how good the software does on other platforms. So that's why the Gears on Steam thing, that'll be big, because depending on how broad spectrum it is, it can go either way. You theorize, yet however Halo is your lead, they will get whatever the team needs. 343 is already almost, well, if not the biggest, but one of the biggest developers in the industry. I mean, people wise. So they're already getting their budget is huge. I 1000% believe that. Unlimited, hell no. Huge, sure. Like, Microsoft has to keep buying these studios. Like I said, I think Microsoft's gonna buy probably another 2 before the end of the year. I think Gamescom is in what, August? I think they'll announce another studio at Gamescom. That's my belief. I believe Microsoft is going to, by this time next year, they're going to try to have probably at least another 3 or 4. By this time next year, they'll try to have another 3 or 4 under their belt. Once they do that, once they build up a high number of studios that can pop out those games on a good rotation, put them in the Game Pass, get some renewed revenue, some revolving door revenue going. I think once they do that, they'll start to believe they can get out, and they'll start to work their way out. Once Sony finally agrees to put Game Pass or xCloud or whatever on their service, which I don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon, but once they agree to do that, they'll start doing it. They'll start their shift to getting out of the console business. It ain't gonna happen no time soon, like I said, but I think that's their ultimate goal. I just think it ain't gonna happen no time soon. Microsoft needs to get their old marketing firm back from Sony. Facts. Their marketing is trash. At the beginning of this generation, and I said this last year too, Microsoft has been used, both poorly and smartly, I guess is the best way to put this. Poorly, they've gone to the social media route, right? They've gone the YouTubers, those type of people. Smartly, they've gone to those people. They've gone to the viral marketing rather than the traditional marketing, because that's what works, and it's cheap, it's free. The problem is, even in doing that, they haven't pushed it right. Like, they've done the inside Xboxes. Those shows are garbage. Like, supreme garbage. But they get people talking about Xbox. So I guess they accomplish what they want. But they're not doing the social media thing correctly either. And that's why you see all these Xbox executives on Twitter. That's why you see them talking to the people, right? Because they want to be involved. They need to have a 3-piece combination attack for this year, but they should have dropped bombs at E3/Gamescom/TGS. I agree. They're not going to do anything at TGS or Gamescom. I think they will announce another studio. I think that'll be their bomb, and I think Microsoft winning 2018's E3, because they announced so many studios, that backfired, because they figured announcing another studio that the general industry liked was going to net them another win. That was going to be their drop bomb moment. We have Double Fine. Oh, Microsoft, you did fantastic. But they didn't get that win. I think that's what they were counting on. I think Sony has already purchased Kojima Productions. They're just waiting to announce it. They basically built a studio for him in Japan. It's possible. I don't know though. the reason I say I don't know is because even though it's possible, I don't think Kojima wants to go back to being owned. You know what I mean? I don't think his thought process is to go back to being owned by anybody.
One opponent stands. All opponents defeated.
So I don't know that. I think they will work closely together, and they will keep working closely together. I think probably his next project, because he like,
set the charges or
you know,
eliminate all opponents.
Sony giving Kojima money for Death Stranding and giving him, you know, the engine and all that stuff. That was to get his stuff out the door quick. But Kojima, he's the quintessential rockstar artist. He likes to have his things the way he likes to have his things.
Charge is set. Protected. You're the last guardian standing. Fine.
Alright, damn it. They're not going to do any marketing in two territories they suck in. They need to be strong in Europe and Asia, so a fire-ass games coming to the US will go a long way. They will never, ever, 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 ever,
and defeat your opponents.
ever, 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 ever have a chance in Europe or Asia. Ever. Literally ever. 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 I don't know if I said that enough, but ever. Ever.
Enemy charge is set. Defuse it before it blows. One opponent stands. Can't fight if you're all down. One more.
Kojima is the most overrated human ever. Damn. They don't have to win. They just have to not be dog shit. But they won't be. They will. Like in Japan, Dunzo, Rap, Rhapsody, Supreme Raps, Wrapped, like turkey wrap, bacon wrap, taco wrap, taco wrap Supreme, Crunch Wrap Supreme. They are Dunzo in all parts of Japan. Absolutely Dunzo in all parts of Japan.
Charge is set. Protected.
Come on, bro. All parts of Japan. But Europe, they're out of it too. Like nobody, just people don't want it. There's nothing they can do about that. It's just PlayStation has such a large hold, and Europe is about the type of games that Sony makes. And then as far as Japan goes, Japan likes all the RPGs, the quirky games. They like all the things that Sony gets, and Microsoft doesn't.
Enemy has set a charge. Defuse it.
I need to start playing better. I'm not focusing on the game.
Set the charges and protect them.
Microsoft don't even try to get these games. They be on the sideline, ton of projects instead of getting the game. I think they tried. I think it just didn't succeed. Like, I seriously think they tried. I just think nobody cared.
Your team is down, but not out. Again.
I think Phil went to, whatchamacallit, to try. I'm gonna call my super. I think Phil went to
Enemy has match point. Show them
CGS to
how
try.
little that means.
Or he went to Japan to try to get these games. Just, they don't care.
I can feel that in my bones. All up to you now. Destroy them. One opponent standing. You're all down. This fight's over. Pain leads to perfection, Guardian. Embrace it.
Okay. But I'm about to hop off here, man. I'm about to eat some dinner. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna put out a video this week. Last week's video got copyright strike by YouTube because I don't fucking know. Which is why, like, the stream, I think I'm just gonna migrate it over to Twitch because YouTube, they be tripping. They hit me with strikes for everything at this point in time. But I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Zinc, you are 100% absolutely the craziest human being on the planet. But you my bro. I just want you to know that. You are absolutely the craziest person on the planet. You bleed green more than Tim, more than probably Phil Spencer. Like, but you are unequivocally crazy. Facts, bruh. Facts. Like, they be hitting my videos before they go up. They don't even wait till the videos is up, my guy. Like, it's crazy. I think the Microsoft Hit Squad, they out on me, bruh. They got a hit out on me or something. Zink sleep under Phil bed. He probably do. I'm telling you, that man sitting right now. He's sitting on his love seat with a life-size Phil Spencer cutout in the Xbox onesie. It's a factual statement. That's my bro. Zink my dude. He crazy as hell, but he my dude. That's my dog. With his old ass. That's my dog. For his birthday, I'm buy Zink some Xbox Depends. It's your old ass. Do he play with Phil's toes? I ain't fucking with you no more. I ain't fucking with you more tech. But like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, I'm also gonna do this every Sunday. It'll probably be around the same time. Probably like I stream from about 2 or 3 hours. Probably start around 5 or so. Central Time. Till right now. But I holla at y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Look out for that video. It's going to be, yeah, it'll be much more fun, especially after this video this goes out this week. Because the video that goes out this week is about our exclusives anti-consumer. That's a fact. That's a fact, Zink. I broke my ankle. I just got back to where I could double pump again. That don't hurt my back so bad. when I tell you, getting that cuff, that shit hurt. You gonna leave my bro alone, bro? You gonna stop coming for my boy Zink, bro? But I'll let y'all. Yeah, the video this week will be about exclusives and whether or not they're earning consumer, whether or not they should go away. And I expect to get a lot of hate for this video. A lot of hate. I also expect for everybody who hates this video to not watch the damn video. I expect those two things to be unequivocal truths. But I'll holler at y'all. Peace.